Well, good day, and I love you. My name is Heather Peterson Lockhart, and I am the new human. So, real talk today. I just thought I would pop on here real quick before I go do what I need to do to tend to my business today. Um, because what I got going on is a really good deal, and so honestly, I should share my experience, strength, and hope for those like me and for those who are having a hard time. Um, Little bit of background, baby background and big background. So, baby background, I woke up today in it. Like, I woke up kind of focusing or really feeling the discomforts that I am experiencing. I've got some dynamics going on in my life, just life. Like, I'm showing up to life on life's terms, and it feels a lot. And I have to make some decisions on some things, and I have to take some actions, and I'm working really hard, and my son is healing. And it's just a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? It's a lot of life, thankfully, right? And so I woke up and I was kind of, we'll say I was snippy. I like that word. I was snippy with things. And it wasn't as easy to sit still, and it wasn't as how about my hair, huh? I guess I already made the videos about my hair, so it's not the focus right now, but how about my hair? Although I haven't done it today. So I'm just getting ready to go train and deliver some food. So, alright, in any case, I was snippy, and so thankfully, I have all these things I have to do out of duty and discipline in a day. Like, I have to take my dog out. I have to feed my son. I was gonna say son and kid at the same time. I have to, I have to tend to my own well-being. I have to tend to my home. I have people that I have taken under my wing to a degree, and so I have some responsibilities in their affairs. And then I have created a real life village online where we all go check in and show up every day, and that way we get to show up every day and still be who we want to be and do what we want to do. So I had all these things that I had to do, and by the time I was finished doing them, I was in a completely different place than when I started. And I was so grateful for that, because some of these circumstances today, so here's the big background, that was the baby background on today. The big background is for those of you who do not know, I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. I've been detained with a .416 blood alcohol level, walking, talking, coherently giving nutrition advice to the sheriff deputies detaining me. I used to jump out of cars and jump off buildings and wreck heads, do dumbass shit in front of my kids. I was a human wrecking ball. I hated every bit of my own essence, and that made me hate every bit of you and everything around me. And I had an inability to have a healthy relationship with myself and my source and my surroundings. And quite a bit of time later, I am literally the antithesis of that. I do truly love myself. I love who I am. I love what I'm about. I love that the circumstances I'm in today would have absolutely had me bashing heads years ago. That's why it's so funny, because it's not even an option or a thought on my radar today, because that's not who I be, and I ain't gonna behave that way, because that shit is ugly. And I ain't ugly. I am beautiful. So, as I change my little demeanor and my persona right there, right? And it's not easy for me today. Gratefully, I've done a lot of work to get here. But that's the big background on where I come from. So, the reason I'm sharing today is because I was getting ready to head out the gym and grab a bowl of soup that I had prepared to drop off to the gentleman that I saw in the parking lot where I parked my car, where I went walking with my dog earlier. I drove to this cute little spot and I parked my car, and there was a gentleman there who I've seen before, who looks all of 27, 28 years old with a military haircut, living in his car. And so, since I can pass that way on the way to the gym, I thought I would drop off a bowl of soup because I can. And that got me thinking. That got me really thinking to, like, what time it is on Earth today, what time it's about to be, and the fact that if we have and are part of community, it's going to make or break us in the next, like, 6 months to a year. Neptune is about to go retrograde in the wee hours of tonight, and Saturn's about to follow, and this is the first time we've experienced these dynamics with them going retrograde in Aries. And so it's a whole different ball game. And so on the individual and the collective level, a lot of us are going to be really feeling like we are losing our identities. And for most that are really attached to the 3D construct and the ego, and I'm not saying in a bad way, you might have a really healthy ego. I just mean like your ego of who you are and what it's supposed to look like and how it's supposed to run. That's what I mean. I'm not like saying, I don't think you should bash the ego. The ego is a necessary 3D construct. It's a necessary part of an efficient and effective operating system on planet Earth. You gotta have it. You really gotta have and then what the idea is that you want to match your ego to your spiritual alignment. That's where people get it twisted, and they want to cut one out like everything else. Just cut it out, cut it off, get rid of it, excise it, you know? How about integrate, harmonize, make peace with, receive? Novel ideas, yeah, right, I know. So, I'm not knocking the ego by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm saying is, for those that are powered by the ego, and that is their point of familiarity, and saying like, I'm like this, it works like this is how it is. If that's who they are, then it's going to be a really tough time, because the fundamental understandings of what we think of humanity, what we understand about humanity, about where humanity comes from, all this stuff, you know, like the nuts and bolts of like the spine of our systems, governmental systems, you know, where some things originate. More information is going to be readily available to the regular human, and it's going to be hard to digest for a good many. Not to mention, we're just having big shifts in energy in terms of planetary alignments. Yeah, right? Is that right? Planetarily, we're having big. Anyway, you get it. So, there's a lot. I get this calm. If those of you who listen to me regularly have never heard me like this calm, this is how I get when I'm regimenting myself. This is how I get when a different degree of discipline and autopilot has kicked in, so that I will get her done, because it's become difficult, and it hurts. Is the truth. It hurts, and it's hard, and I don't have the comfort I desire. So I still have to move. Do you know what I mean? I still have to move my feet in some ways. I still have to show up. I still have to feel in order to walk through the processes. So this is me suited up and showing up. I've developed a very disciplined character that shows up with a very calm voice, who speaks very eloquently. And it's funny because it's not how I feel on the inside. I worked with a man for a really long time. He was my sponsor mentor for 11 years, and when I had a super calm voice, he was like, oh, time to call martial law, because it meant like I was at the tip-off point. Because it's the only time I can like bring it down to that level, because I'm about to just, right? So I'm not there today, but I'm finding it difficult. But what it is it's just uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to feel all of this stuff. I don't want to have to handle all of this responsibility. I don't want to have to be the responsible one. I want to say F you and set things on fire. I want to return what I feel is being dished out. But really I don't. Really that's not who I want to be, ultimately. And so that old reactionary trigger shit that comes up when I say that stuff, it's not really who I want to be. Like I said, it's ugly. It's ugly behavior, and I ain't ugly no more. I used to behave plenty ugly. So I'm not quite clicked into the whole new yet. So this is me in the in-between. This is me under construction, which I used to never let you see, by the way, because I like to just pop on the scene all done and dead and like fresh, and everybody be like, oh, look at her and her pink hair, and me be like, oh, I know, and everything is fine because I'm Capricorn and I am in order and I have discipline and structure all the time, and I look like this all the time, and I'm clean and I smell good. And that is not the case in more ways than one with that last sentence. So I'm being real though, because these times coming up are going to be very, very tough. It's going to be essential to get in touch with your feelings and to show up to life and deal with the things that are causing the disruptions, or they're going to stay there in technicolor. So I cannot recommend enough that you join the village. Let me tell you about this place that I have created, and it's a trip because it requires a good deal of my attention, my resources, and my energy. And to be honest, I have grown to love these things so very much that I am selective about how I share them. I really get now that my time, my energy, my attention, and my focus are the most beautiful things I have to offer any situation or relationship. And so if I am going to offer them to a situation or relationship, I must deem it worthy. And oh, let me tell you, there's been times in the past few years that I've wanted to quit and walk away from coaching entirely, because I've done it for a really long time, and I'm a mom. And I'm a Capricorn, so I'm like a natural born leader. I'm that girl. You know, I'm the healer on the corner, the weirdo with the sheep. And so, it's so funny because it's so true. So everybody that knows me is like watching this at this part. They're like, yep. And so I've wanted to walk away and just start something new and fresh and not be that person anymore. But this thing I have created is so freaking beautiful and effective and makes me a better human being and straight up saves my ass from acting a fool. It keeps me plugged into the solution. It literally allows me to continuously, consciously create who I want to be. Straight up. Because if I didn't have to go show up in this place that I created for others, I would say screw it some days. It's too hard and I don't feel like it. I don't want to play today. right? But it's almost like, I created a playground and I said I'll bring snacks for like the next 6 months. Well, you can't not bring snacks. You can't not bring snacks to the playground, okay? That's like, no, you know? So, I've created this environment that has become my business and my well-being in more ways than one. I have truly created something where my avocation is my vocation, and vice versa, or does it anyway? And it's beyond what I can put into words. So I've made a real life village online, and I did this before. I just closed under renovations for Heather's life. I had to go through some real hard life lessons for a while through 2018, 2019. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I had to go do some learning with some humans on Earth in some really tough situations. And I not only could not sustain the environment, I continued to grow and to learn so that I could integrate what I'm already good at in ways that are more effective on today's Earth. So, what I was going to say is I made this thing before in 2016, connected every continent but Antarctica, and I've now done the same again. And it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Oh wait, no, I don't have South America yet. So if anyone in South America wants to join us, y'all come on. It is a real village where you can join for just $9 a month, okay? And you can have access. $9 a month unlocks recipes and fitness tips and nutrition info, food prep info, nutrition education, info on manifesting with the moon cycle, you name it, and then daily accountability and interaction with the tribe. I know, right? For just $9. So you can join the village for just $9 and have access to all of that and start participating as little or as much as you want. Although you can't participate not at all and be like one of those weirdos that just lurks in the corners, or me and other people will bust you out. Yeah, we will, because that's weird. So we're back to old school human living, not lurkers who stay in the house, stay on devices, and look out the window, wondering what everybody else is doing. You better bring your ass out that house. Yeah. Anyway, so basically we just show up. I've created a system for living, and some people are participating in that system, and so they're going through the Be Human recalibration system, or they're participating in some sort of a I have all kinds of things, like I have detoxifications, I have education, I have all kinds of things that go on in the village. So different people are participating at different levels, and you can soak all that up. It's like literally walking into a village of people living in a happier, healthier way. And then, just as you would pick up on their language, if you went to Mexico, you would start to pick up some of the Spanish, the street Spanish, and the everyday dialect and interaction you would probably learn rather quickly. So it changes people's lives rather quickly. It's really phenomenal. I'm acting like this because it's not odd to me. It's what happens when you put humans together in their nature. When you put humans together practicing their nature, in their nature, amazing things happen as we were designed. We are amazing creatures. We are freaking superconductors. And when we start plugging in, connecting our conductivity as a tribe in a community, we thrive phenomenally as we were designed. So, when you have this person doing what they're good at and that person doing what they're good at and bringing it into a place and sharing it willingly, it's pretty cool stuff. And then when you have some structure and stability, Capricorn style, that's saying like, hey, You know, you got to move your ass every day. How about we talk like this? How about we walk like this because it's good for us? It keeps you on point, you know? I'm that girl. So, I mean, it's just healthy living is what it is. It's just healthy living. So there's all different levels of involvement. Oh my gosh, I haven't even said this. I guess, so people remind me every day. They're like, Heather, you got to say this stuff because wow. But I'm just me and I only know me, you know? So those of you who have kids like me, get me. Super high energy, super creative, innovative kids that just like pop up with stuff that you're like, where did you get that? Right? So I've made my own network. I've made my own app. And I gotta tell you, even the kids think it's cool. And I mean, like, I have young people in here from different parts of the world, and one of them was telling me the other day that that's the first app he checked. He was like, this is the first thing I went to and the only thing I went to because it's that, he's like, it's that good. And he wanted me to know that because it makes him feel good and it makes him start his day right. And so I was just like, wow, man, wow, you know? So you can operate in the village on your browser or in an app. And yeah, it's about, let's see, what else? I guess that's not it. Hold on, let me see. And you can pick your level of involvement based on your price point and your degree of desired participation. So you can have like basically like intensive care if you're really going through some stuff and you want to go through it with others who are going through the same types of things. Or if you just kind of want to listen to others, or you just kind of want to hang out, you know, around the campfire in the village and like just be part of the tribe and not do too much stuff, then you can do that too. I have to let my dog in just a second. All right, we back. I just wanted to say two other things. The first thing I wanted to say is start looking around in your community. Like I said, there's someone who needs a bowl of soup that you see every day if you pay attention, you know, and you can do it. As the technology and the tone change in the world, it will affect our economy and our communities in turn. It'll affect their jobs. So we're going to have to become more available to our neighbor, and we're going to have to learn to ask for help. And many people think that's humiliating, but why? You know, we weren't born in an egg. That's what I say to people. We were born of a family unit, which means you need others. I got a knot in my eye. We need others to thrive, but we seem to forget that. Oh, I got it. Bless its heart. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, for those that are wondering why I don't post some of the stuff that I used to post, I have stopped trying to focus on the problem, and I am directing all of my energy to the solution. So I am currently developing a detoxification protocol for nanotech in the body. And I see no reason to focus on that which is here, when, as I am often saying in these videos, that which is here is yesterday's manifestation and focus and energy. And what's that got to do with me? Right? So, I am taking all that I know and I have digested and understand and assimilated and put into the machine so that I can come up with the solution. Yeah, I'm sharing that stuff. That's what the village be. Living in happy, healthy harmony. Oh yeah, yeah. humanity and its nature. Pretty powerful, that is. Yes. You can click on the link below or in this caption and come into the village. Like I said, you can join the village for just $9. And then if you are interested in a private stay for either just fitness and nutrition, or fitness, nutrition, and self-development, or complete and total recalibration, baby, you just message me and let me know, okay? And you can email me at thevitavillage@gmail.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell me you love my pink hair. Okay, that's all for now. All right, joy is the ultimate creator. I love it. Let's choose another one. Just seemed kind of light, didn't it? That's probably the point. Oof. Now we got two. I'll just pick the top one. I'm making it more difficult. When I lean toward love, I am led. I think the idea might be to keep it simple. There we go. Excellent. All right. Thank you for being here, y'all. I love you so big.